Well, Farbrace, your reflections on the 3 days of a washed out day here at Leicester.
But look, I'm frustrated and disappointed, if I'm honest. And it's not just on this game; it's over the course of 3 weeks. That's 3 successive weeks where we've got in good positions to win the game, but we haven't been good enough to win the game. And fair play to Leicester. I mean, I thought, their batters applied themselves and played really well today. I thought Rishi Patel, I thought it was an excellent 100. I thought he played really well. But I'm not too concerned about Leicester. I mean, they showed what I would expect them to show. Any team that Nico works with, that they're going to compete and they're going to fight. And I thought, at times they would say that, they would have been frustrated that we probably got as many as we did first innings. But as I say, I thought, from our point of view, we batted really nicely on a pitch that there was plenty happening to start with, and it actually was a very good cricket pitch. Considering the amount of rain and bad weather we had around, I think that was an excellent cricket pitch, and I like to see something in it for everyone, batters, bowlers, but if you miss your length, you could score your runs. And considering how wet it was on the first day, the outfield played brilliantly, and you got your value for your shot. So if you missed your length, you went for 4. If you got the ball in the right place, it was quite challenging. So I actually think, from our point of view, I'm really frustrated that, as I say, 3 weeks running, we've got ourselves in a good position and we just haven't been good enough to close the game out. And that's the difference between being a good team and being a team who keep getting draws. And that's the frustration in me, really.
Was the frustration during that partnership between Chris Wright and Rehad? Was there a feeling there that Sussex went away from their plans a little bit, Paul?
Yeah, and we've been consistent in that. I think in all of our in our last 3 games, every time someone has got in, even the Yorkshire game, Ben Code, took the game away from us to a certain extent. We were in a great position. We had 150 lead in that game, and Cody got the lead down to 60. He comes in and just swings, and we've done it in every game that we've played, that as soon as we get to batters 8, 9, 10, 11, we bowl different lines and lengths to what we bowl to batsmen 1 to 7. And I know a lot of cricket teams have done that in the past and will probably do that in the future, but that's really frustrating and annoying that we went away and we just allowed Rayan and Righty to just score runs. And as soon as they hit a few boundaries, we spread the field and we bowled both sides of the wicket and we bowled short and full. If we'd have carried on bowling at top of off stump as we had done to the top 7, eventually they'd nick one behind, and that's exactly what Righty did. We went back to them getting the ball in the right place. He played a miss at the first one, nicked his second one, gone. Now that's 48 runs too late. And the same with Rayan. We gave Rayan too many balls to hit because we took the pressure off. As soon as you stop bowling top of off stump, and both teams would say exactly the same, if you bowled at top of off stump, you always had a chance your keeper and slips were in the game and front pad was in the game. But as soon as you take those modes of dismissal out and you bowl short and wide and you bowl at the pads, because you've just been cut for 4 and then you bowl 1, 2 straight to try and get a wicket, you get clipped for 4 and you're scoring on both sides of the wicket. And that, I left here really disappointed with our first innings, the fact that they got as many as they did, and we should have had a much better lead. But that's the game, I guess.
How do you rectify that? You say it happened against Yorkshire, that was 3 games ago, it's happened again here.
Well, it's happened consistently. It's happened every time we've got to numbers, 9, 10, 11. Waity and Joe Leach at Worcester, exactly the same happened in that game. So it's not, if it happens in a one-off, and people will talk about us, having an inexperienced bowling attack. Yeah, we have, but we've done it in every game that we've played, and we're not learning. And the best teams learn quickly. Yes, you make the same mistakes, but you don't make the same mistake week after week after week. And that's where it shows that we've got a lot of learning to do with our bowling. We know we've got a lot of learning to do, and I think our disappointment is that we've got into good positions, first and second innings, and we've just not been good enough, and we've lost concentration, and we've probably panicked under a little bit of pressure. And as soon as people have played shots against us, we've caved in and allowed them to dominate, and that's cost us.
How do you rectify that? Is that for the skipper and you to work together?
It's for all of us. It's not just. This isn't a pointing a finger at our bowlers. This is all of us. I'm just as culpable in this. It's up to all of the coaches, all of the players to keep talking about what we need to do, work hard on the practice days, and make sure that when we get in those situations, we're thinking clearly and logically, and we're not just panicking under the threat of a thunder bat, waving the bat around and the ball being crashed through the covers of mid-wicket.
Nonetheless, unbeaten in the Championship this season, second in the table. Paul, what positives do you take out of the performance?
Tom Alsop, outstanding. I thought the way he batted was sensational. I thought James Cole's I mean, James Coles for me just looks a very exciting talent. 2 excellent innings now that he's played for us at Bristol and then here. In similar conditions where the ball was doing plenty, and he just went in and took the attack on, which I really enjoy the way that he plays. So look, to get runs again, we're consistently getting around the 400 mark in our first innings. We're giving ourselves a chance of winning games of cricket. That's really good. I thought Ari Cavalis was outstanding. I thought he was a real threat throughout the game. Finn Hudson-Prentice has been excellent for us. I mean, he's had one bad day at Worcester. Other than that, I think he's been a real threat for us with the ball. But the positives are that we are making gradual progress, but the gradual progress is not enough to win us games of cricket. And what we've got to do to turn ourselves into a good team is win games of cricket. And we've got to win games like we've had here. We've had an opportunity, and we just haven't been quite good enough to do it.
Some tired legs, Paul, maybe at the end. You've got a game in 3 days' time. Will you have to shuffle the pack a little for the game against Glamorgan?
Look, I mean, we've manoeuvred our bowling around for the last few games, and we probably will make some changes for next week, but it's not because we're not backing people to do a job. We are trying to keep people fresh. I mean, all Bristol, Worcester here, they're heavy fields. There's a lot of people with cramp. There's a lot of calves that are probably sore, but that's the nature of the game. That's it's professional cricket. We're all in the same boat. We can't say, oh, aren't we unlucky? We know what we've got. County cricket is hard. It's hard work, and it's not so much a challenge physically, it's more of a challenge mentally, and the best players find a way to do it game in, game out, and whether that's a bowler or a batter, you find a way to perform, don't you? So again, if we want to be the team we want to be, no moaning, no complaining. You get on and you come back again on Thursday and you get stuck in again. And the great thing is, the 3 away games are all against teams. Leicester are an improving side, and they're really working hard to be the best they can be. We had the same at Bristol, the same at Worcester, and we'll have the same with Glamorgan on Thursday. You want to play tough, competitive cricket. That's the whole idea of it. But as I say, we are, despite the weather, we're actually playing on very, very good cricket pitches, and ground staff here have done a brilliant job to produce a really good pitch. Yeah, the outfield was heavy, but we've got 3 days of good cricket in, and in the end it's been a decent game of cricket. But you can't complain. You know what the fixture list is at the start of the year. You just got to get on and find a way to deal with it, haven't you? And that's what the best teams do.
Very quick look ahead to Glamorgan. There's some, there's Smith. There's going to be Labuschagne. There's Ollie Robinson, Michael Nick. So that's quite a mouth-watering lineup for a game of county championship cricket, Paul.
Yeah, which is great, and that's I've said this many times. The reason for bringing Steve Smith in is because we want to have the best players in and around county cricket. We all want to watch the best county cricket, and when you have excellent overseas players playing county cricket, that's fantastic. There are people here today, wanting to meet Pujara, wanting to meet Smith. That's what it's about, and they want to watch the best players play. Now, Nessa, Labuschagne playing at Hove on Thursday, fantastic. You want, and again, for our young players, they want to test themselves against the best. I was reading that Nessa might not play. I hope he plays, because I want Nessa to bowl at our best batters. I want Labuschagne to bat against our bowlers, because that's how you learn, playing against the best players. Look, I think it's great, and I'm looking forward to Thursday and hope that they all play and they all put in a decent performance, and all the other players get a chance to learn from them.